What's up, everyone? I am Symone. He is King DD, and it is playoff times. We're gonna give you guys a little preview to the first round series. 76ers, Brooklyn Nets. DV, is this? I feel like this is one of the easier draws that, as a 3 seed, the Sixers could have gotten in the first round. Like, I definitely wouldn't want to have to play. Well, this Heat team I would have been fine with, but I definitely wouldn't have been in a situation where we had to play the Cavs or the Knicks. So I feel like as a 3 seed, this is one of the easier draws.
It is. I think that Joel Embiid, just being Joel Embiid, is making it an ultimate mismatch. Basically, he only played 2 of the games versus the Nets, but he averaged 31 points. He averaged about 11 boards. So that makes it easier matchup. But I am a little concerned about, and I know we're going to get into it, but I am a little concerned about a couple things about the Sixers. But yeah, I wouldn't want to play the Heat because it's all about matchups in the playoffs, right? And we all know that. Right. So even though the Heat look like crap, the last game, they could look like the Miami Heat that we lost to last season against us this season. So there's so much to go with. So I wouldn't want to play the Heat, wouldn't want to play the Cavs right now. Try to wait till like going down the line, probably second, maybe finals, NBA championship, the Eastern Conference championship. But I would not want to play them right now. This is the best matchup for the Sixers right now. See where we at going forward, and then we can play the Celtics the second round.
Do you feel like since KD's gone, since Kyrie's gone, is it any emotional attachment left to this game?
James Harden probably want to get back at his old team with the Brooklyn Nets, but also on their side, you got Mikal Bridges that was drafted by us. Mm-hmm. He basically wants to, say, hey, you passed up on me. He still feels some type of way. Just watched the podcast with him, basically stating that he basically thought that he was going to be a Sixer because his mom worked for the organization and he knew everybody there. And then the hat switched and it went to Phoenix. And then it was like, wow. So I think he wants to, he wants to pay us back, even though I don't think he can do it by himself. But that's an emotional state for him.
What concerns you the most about the Nets matchup?
Transition, because they like to space out the floor. They like to run. They got a lot of athletes over there, and we were ranked 28th in transition defense, and that's awful, god awful. I mean, I know in the playoffs it slows down, but if we allow them to, keep up their own tempo and not control their pace, then it's going to be a long night for the Sixers. And we all know that Glenn Rivers do not know how to adjust well, so it's going to be a long night. That's one of the
because we
concerns.
Know you got your list.
Oh yeah, I do. I do.
So, how many games do you see this going to though?
Five for sure. Yeah. 5 for sure. I think they're going to still win at home, but I think that the Sixers can pull this off. In 5.
Okay, so what is the second concern?
Our guards versus their guards. We all know James Harden don't play defense. We all know he's not one of those guys. He probably get a lucky steal here and there, but he don't play. He don't play no defense, right? Then TYRESE Maxey, love TYRESE Maxey to death, but the switches, he has to do better playing on ball defense. Not off ball, but on ball defense, and I think they're going to try to exploit that. That's going to be another concern for me. Third, of course, Glenn Rivers. We already know how he gets it in his own head, his own way, and he don't know how to adjust in the game, and he relies on Joel Embiid and James Harden too much, and not allow these other guys, like how he coached when all the starters set out. He should coach like that when they're in there. Yeah. We have guys that can put up buckets, and he just don't trust them. You got TYRESE Maxey that gets put out of the game to the point where we're like, where's he at? He's our second best scorer, honestly. He's been the most consistent besides James Harden. And then lastly, I gotta bring it. I'm sorry, Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris has to not just be on the court. He has to show something, regardless of his scoring or playing defense or helping out on the perimeter. He has to do something. It seems like that he doesn't do too much. And James Harden always got to yell at him. I watched like a couple games towards the end of the season where James Harden had to yell at him. And he even pushed him one play because he was trying to inbound the ball, but James Harden like, no, I got it. Mm-hmm. So it's like Tobias Harris does not know where he needs to be on the court, and that's a given, especially when you make it $37 million. You know.
So do you think, because last season Tobias Harris really stepped up for us in the playoffs, do you expect to see that this post?
Absolutely not. Here's why.
But what's the difference? Like, because it was one period of time where Tobias defensively everywhere, offensively he was our guy in the playoffs last season.
Oh, which round are we talking about though?
The second round.
Yeah, of course he was, because Joel Embiid wasn't there for the first 2 games. You know what I'm saying? So he had to step up. Oh, they looking at me now. So you got to step up now.
I'm just trying to find, some room for Toby. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it.
Come on.
Trying to find some room.
No, he had to. He had to now.
But he's gonna have to now too. Like,
no, he's in a good position because nobody's gonna be worried about him. That's just Tobias Harris. Let him get a little corner 3. Let him sit up there and run, do that one move that he does and then try to do a fadeaway over a 6'3" guard. Like, he's not 6'9" himself. That's another story for another day. But I'm just saying Tobias Harris needs to show up. He needs to be aware of where we at in the time, and that's the playoffs. And he just needs to give me a smooth 15 to 18 points. That's all I'm asking. You make it $37 million. $37 million.
Using that price tag.
No.
As an excuse, because they gave it to him. If
they gave it to. You're right.
Mil to suit up right now, you don't think I'm gonna take it?
Yeah, take it.
He gonna say I ain't she. Y'all keep the money. No, I'm not. What gonna say? I ain't worth 37 mil. Nah, give me 12 mil. Of course he gonna take it. So what do you think? Okay, when we talk about Glenn Rivers and the rotations, do we expect to see more from B-ball Paul, especially the way that they were balling out? And they were garbage games, but they were playing against the Hawks, fully loaded roster. They just had a last game against the Nets, and like the bench unit, Shake Milton, I mean, he was balling. B-ball Paul was balling. MONTREZL was doing his thing. Do we expect that to carry over into the playoffs? Do we expect Doc to give them a chance? And if Doc does give them a chance, do you expect to see that same production? Or do you think it was just kind of like a garbage time? Oh my gosh, we get to play full minutes. Let me turn up type thing.
Man, we know anything about Glenn Rivers, man. We know that he's not going to stick with B-ball Paul. He's not. It's going to be a situational thing, whereas though if it's a quick pace game, B-ball Paul will come in. He will try some way to try to find Deadman some damn minutes, and that's what's going. That's going to piss me off if he does.
How did Deadman find his way on a roster?
I don't know. I think he gave Glenn a call, and he's like, "Yeah, come on, man. I got you, brother." I don't know because where does that leave Montrezl Harrell? Exactly. They try to put him at power forward, but now we got McDaniels, so it's like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.